I think the Pistons did two things tonight. That's lose the rest of their fan base, and also, I believe, confirmed that they need to blow it up and tear it down and build it from scratch. Two things, or at least one thing I already knew. Mercy Sports Talk, it's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. I pretty much thought that just looking at the score on my phone, I thought the Pistons had won the game. But, hey, you know, Sweet Lou out of Atlanta, Lewis Williams, can get hot at the drop of a dime. He's the modern-day Vinnie Johnson, and he scored 18 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Pistons. I'm not here to talk about the game with the Clippers. Tobias Harris didn't do much. I believe Drummond had 12 and 10. Blake had 24, 11, and 6, I believe it was. 11 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm not here to talk about the game. I didn't watch it. I just followed it on my phone. We were pretty much live towards the end of the game. I thought the Pistons had it wrapped up. I think came out strong or whatever. But I think today, any believers in the Pistons that were here believing this team was on the right track, I think perished today. I think they passed away. I think they died. And I believe they come to the dark side, some people will say. And it's that this team is just not playoff material or championship material, okay? Last night they was on the brink of proving that, or Thursday night they was on the brink of that, proving that versus the Dallas Mavericks when the Mavericks didn't have Luka, didn't have Porzingis, obviously they traded for him, didn't have Dennis Smith Jr., nor they had Wes Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, okay? Didn't have that backup point guard in J.J. Barrera. So they was missing a lot of guys, and the Pistons barely eked by them. Okay, Drummond used the excuse. Well, they had a lot of players that didn't get the chance to play, and they were very, very hungry and really, really happy to come out and get it done and play tonight. So, you know, they was motivated to show what they can do. I didn't buy that shit. You know, the Pistons are just a piss-poor team and a piss-poor franchise in a city where, you know, basically the Illiches, I think, still, you know, control the Red Wings and the Tigers, and, you know, they're not going nowhere. Tom Gores and Martha Ford are amongst two of the top worst owners in professional sports in America. Okay, we know that. But one thing they were trying to sell us that the Pistons can make the playoffs and the playoff team. Always had championship ambitions or working towards the championship. Just because you make the playoffs doesn't mean you have championship caliber potential. And we seen that a couple years ago when they got a competitive sweep, they say, versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay? You know, it did have an old, you know, going to work Pistons, you know, when they was building up type of feel to that. But Reggie Jackson got his money, fell off, and they made a whole bunch of dumb transactions after that. And it's just the Pistons are very, like, the furthest away in the East, damn near to making the playoffs. Okay, because I believe the Knicks are closer than the Pistons because they really believe, and I'm hearing strongly from guys out of Oakland and a lot of guys I know that area, Kevin Durant is going to the Knicks. Okay, that's gonna happen. Okay, you look at the Brooklyn Nets, they all-star team, they got cap space for one or two large players over there. D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris LeVert, Jared Allen, great fucking core right there. You put a superstar player like Durant or somebody over there, I mean, they can move to the top of the East. You're not getting past Milwaukee in the next 5 years. You're not getting past Philly the next 5 years. The next 5 years, you're not getting past Boston. Okay? You know, Chicago, they looking to build something nice, and they looking to tank. They got Lauri Markkanen and, you know, Bobby Portis. They got assets. Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine. You know, they got assets over there. They got a good core. Okay? If they get a formidable coach and they get Zion or Jay Moran or somebody over there and make some trades, that team going to be all right. Okay, they got way more promise than we do because they got two prominent potential all-stars in Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine in their backcourt. And they got a nice little shooter in Lauri Markkanen that can make the all-star team. They got a nice core. Okay, young, nice core. Okay, you know, and I mean, you know, Charlotte, they got a guard, an MVP candidate in Kemba Walker. You know, and you can say the Pistons are a step above Cleveland. Yeah. Well, you know, Cleveland get lucky with those number one draft picks because Dan Gilbert is close with the NBA. All right? The Pistons are in the worst position they can be in. The cap space is tied up in 3 stars and Reggie Jackson, Blake Griffin, and Andre Drummond, and none of the three are impact difference makers. They don't play up to their salary or impact the team with their salary. I don't care what nobody say. None of them are Giannis. None of them are Kevin Durant. None of them are LeBron James, okay? These dudes not even Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, almost, other than Blake. Okay, and that's just the fact of it is tonight they proved to everybody They're as far as a playoff team, as far as one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers. This team is not on the right track. This team is run by a retarded owner. This team is going nowhere super duper fast, okay? They don't have talent in the right position. They only have 2 starters that can start in over 50% of the league. I said it again. Excuse me. Drummond and Griffin. Everybody else won't start in over 50% of the league on this team. Reggie Jackson won't start in the majority of the team. Bruce Brown won't start. Stanley Johnson, Reggie Bullock, whoever you want to say. None of these dudes are starting. And tonight proved it again that this team ain't that good. Dallas almost put the nail in the coffin. When they played Dallas, was it Thursday night? It almost put the nail in the coffin. It just confirmed the nail in the coffin just was a couple days late, and the Clippers put in the coffin. You have a 25-point lead, and you blow that lead, and that just shows you this team ain't focused. And it's not that the team is not coached right. I didn't feel that Dwayne Casey was a good fit for this team. I think Dwayne Casey deserved better. They got Dwayne Casey here for a quick fix. Pistons are as far away as quick fixes are able. They needed a young coach they can grow with, develop players, tear it down, build them up, build them into a system, homegrown some players, and then build them up. They should have never made the Blake Griffin trade. Stan Van Gundy legitimately tore this franchise up. He's done work. In a couple years he was here, he did more damage than Joe Dumars did with Darko Milicic and the rest of the sorry-ass draft picks too. It's confirmed. It's Doomsday Saturday, okay, for the Detroit Pistons. If they don't know now that they sellers and not buyers at the trade deadline, I don't know when they're going to know. They're sellers. They need to be selling Blake Griffin. They need to be selling Andre Drummond. They might have to wait another year until Reggie Jackson contract or half a season to it's expiring. They need to be selling Ish Smith, Reggie Jackson, everybody. Kyrie, by the time they're done, Kyrie Thomas and Bruce Brown should be up back for it. All you want is expiring contracts and future draft picks. That's it. Or soon to be expiring contracts. It's not about a talent thing. It's about being as bad as possible. Because you know what? It don't matter how bad you are. Because teams are not, or fans are still not coming to see the Detroit Pistons. They're not. So you might as well be bad and then get excited and then get some high draft picks and some elite players. Make sure Ed Stefanowski can draft. I don't think he'd be any worse than Jordan Bauer, Stan Van Gundy, and Joe Dumars. Identify talent. Draft young talent here. Make them feel comfortable. Get a young coach. Let him, pretty much put them into a system. Form that rapport. Make them feel comfortable. Make them feel happy here. Keep drafting player after player after year. And eventually it'll come together. People say, well, what about the Phoenix Suns? Well, hey, at the end of the day, they keep trying. Look at this 76ers. I mean, they missed on Jahlil Okafor, even though he balled in New Orleans right now. They missed on Markelle Fultz as of right now. They missed on Nerlens Noel, even though he playing some good ball with Oklahoma City. But you know what? They hit on 2 potential top 10 players or top 5 players in the league. They hit on Joel Embiid. They hit on Ben Simmons, even though they had the, red shirt, both of them. But it ended up working out for them. They became instant contenders. It took them 5 freaking tries with top 5 or top 7 picks. But guess what? They got the shit right. And that's what the Pistons got to do. They have to get up there and get lucky, identify talent, get talent, and put a whole bunch of young talented team together and hope you do better than Minnesota and Phoenix. But I think Phoenix is going to be all right. With Booker and Aiden, I think they can grow together and keep putting pieces around them. They're in a better position to win than we are. They just don't have no coaching. That's what the Pistons have to do. Continue to be bad, stack up top draft picks, take your assets, and maybe if you trade Blake Griffin for a future first-round pick, maybe 1 or 2 years away, it's cool. That pick might have some credence somewhere down the line. Trade Andre Drummond. You don't want superstar or equal caliber players back. You want expiring contracts and assets you can use in the future. Be terrible, be bad. Get your Grant Hill, get your Isaiah Thomas, somebody like that. Continue to stack those guys up and make them feel comfortable in Detroit, and then you go ahead and fill them out with veterans that want to come play with them. That's how you got to do it. I'm going to keep preaching that. There's no quick fix with what the Pistons got. They was in a better position before the Blake Griffin trade to make shit happen. But they got rid of Marcus Morris, whatever reason. They got rid of his contract coming up this year. They could have kept him until now. They gave up Tobias Harris, and for Blake Griffin, there's no big difference between them as far as the win and loss column. But hey, Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody checking in. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Don't forget we on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Reach out to the email or DM me on social media if you got a business question, inquiry, or sponsorship. If you want to make a donation to the channel, that's links always there. Or you can just do what you want better. Share the videos. Let me know what you guys think. And voice your frustrations in the comment section about tonight's game.